Hi, this is Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is Sunday the 8th of January 2023. I'm just doing my hour or so that I do on a Sunday getting ready for the markets next week. One of the things I'm looking at the moment is ES. So we had quite a strong move on Friday, so I wanted to look at it. I'm on the 30-minute time frame. I'm on NinjaTrader. What I've got on my chart at the moment is the automated Guardian zones. So they're multiple time frame zones. So where you see in amber at the moment, that's the current time frame. You can see down here as well. In grey, that is the daily time frame support and resistance zones. And in purple, this is the 60-minute support and resistance zone. So the weekly zones, I don't think there's any on there right now. We can see, yes, there's a weekly zone all the way down here. But what I'm really interested in at the moment is the current range that's been formed, and we tried to break out of it on Friday. I'm going to look at what's going to be in the way, and then obviously the data is really the big thing. That's the push that we need to either to break out of this daily zone just here, or in fact, if it's no good, it will just be back in a wider range between the two daily zones here and here. So I've also got on the manager here, because what I wanted to show you really was that so January the 5th we had a bit of higher than average volume, then we came down, we've been pretty flat, and then on Friday we had higher than average volume move up to break out of this range here. 3906.75 is the top end of that range. You can see here it's been tested many times. We've got a 30-minute zone just up here as well, and it did try and push through there and close below. So since sort of when we pushed down into here was sort of December the 16th, we've actually formed a good zone, good support here on the daily support zone. So these support and resistance zones, the logic is quite complex. It looks at decisions that institutional traders make on lots of different time frames, and then if those happen n percentage of times with n percentage of price consistently, then the software will print them automatically. It will also stop printing them if they are not tested anymore and they're broken through. So it's all automatic, and at the moment I'm on the 30-minute time frame. So I'm only really interested in that 30, 60, daily, weekly, just to give me that longer term view on what could happen next week. But it's interesting on Friday that we did push out. So data coming up next week is pretty light until Thursday. So Thursday on the 12th, we do have the normal initial jobless claims, but we have inflation rate year on year as well at 8:30 a.m. EST. So this, and then we have CPI as well. So there's a lot of data coming out Thursday, and then Friday we have the normal. We have some export prices, import prices, Michigan consumer confidence. But so we've got a light week next week, and we could find ourselves in a very sort of tight range unless some news comes out. But in reality, what we're looking for at the moment is we've got a big daily resistance zone here and a 60-minute zone. We will need some big data to push up through that and get through into the sort of 3975 sort of area. In the beginning of the week, unless we get some really decent news, we're most likely to stay within this range that that we've pushed through here. So the bottom end of this range is it's a 60-minute and a 30-minute support zone here, from 3907.50 down to around 3892.75, and then we're talking with this daily 3930.75, and in the middle there with that those converging 60-minute zones as well, 3945.50, that sort of thing. So if I just now go down to say a 5-minute time frame, we can see what that looks like. We're going to take off some of those so we can see we pushed through up here. So now the amber is the 5-minute time frame. We have the blue, which is the 15-minute time frame support and resistance zones, and there's that big daily that we talked about in grey, and there's those 60-minute time frames. So in reality, what we could see is we've got 30-minute, 60-minute here, all converging for a strong support, and then we've got resistance up above. So there may not be massive moves unless we get some real big news coming out. We may have to wait for Thursday to either push us back down through this support or through that big resistance zone up there. Again, it's still tradable. We can still trade between these zones. We can trade on the 3, the 5-minute, that sort of thing. So day trading in ES is not out, but just to be aware that we've actually moved out of what was, if we go back to the 30-minute, really strong range all the way when we broke down into it on the 16th of December. You see how we pushed back up to try and come through, didn't like it, came down, pushed back up, didn't like it. So now then we started to test this daily zone down here, and it couldn't push down through. So that's when we formed that zone from December the 16th, that range, if you like, with some strong support and resistance zones. Friday was interesting. Let's see what next week brings. I just wanted to make this video using those automated Guardian zones on the NinjaTrader platform. The link's down below to it's only $50 a month to subscribe to this, and it's something that you must have on your chart. It saves a lot of time, this, and keeps you out of trouble. But then you're going to be looking, you're going to go down the time frames, and you're going to be understanding. This is the 3-minute on ES. You're going to be understanding where that fresh air is and where to trade between. Look at those different signals and things like that. And again, have that manager on the chart. Understand these pullbacks, the higher than average volume dots up above the candles, the accumulation, the distribution candles. I will put the link into the manager for NinjaTrader and other platforms as well in below, because the manager is all about understanding behavior. You can look at each candle in respect to the previous candle, to the previous number of candles where it's higher or lower than average volume, and really understand pullbacks and where it and why it's running out of juice. You see this, look, on the 3-minute time frame. Just a quick example. I could make this video for hours, but I'm not going to. We see it comes into this resistance zone here, which is a 30-minute and a 60-minute zone, but it pulls back then lower than average volume, those dots below the candles, comes back to test this 3-minute zone here, which is just formed here, and then pushes back up through, and we get higher than average volume candles with those dots up above, which actually makes it push through that big resistance zone there. And then we get some some sideways action through this 30-minute zone, and then it pushes through, and then we can see going into the close where lower than average volume just runs out of juice there going into the close. But it's interesting to see and understand that behavior between the zones with the manager. Hopefully that helps. Speak to you all really soon.